Are you thinking about becoming an actor, or have you already started the journey into becoming an actor and you are wondering what the road ahead looks like? Well, there's a couple of things that I wish that I knew before I decided to take this journey into becoming an actor. A couple of things that would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of money, and ultimately a lot of bad decisions along the way. And that is what we're going to be focusing on today, guys. We're going to be taking a look at the 3 things that I wish I knew before I became an actor. And I can guarantee you guys that you're going to want to hear what is at number 3, because that is one that is going to save you a lot of time and it's going to kind of speed up everything for you. So starting off with number 1, the first thing that I wish I knew before I decided to become an actor is that rejection is something that is so constant in this career. So when it comes to being an actor, the thing that no one can really explain to you in the way that you will actually understand is the fact that you are going to get rejected quite a lot. And unfortunately, you're going to have to get used to it, because on average, an actor books 1 out of every 73 auditions that they go for. Now, this is on average. That means you could be the lucky few that only has to go for 50 auditions. You could be the person that books in their first 10, or you could be the person that goes all the way up to 100 auditions before they book their role. And unfortunately, you are not in control of whether you get the role or not. Your agent isn't in control of whether you get the role or not. It is up to if you actually do fit what they are picturing. By they, I mean the casting director, what they are picturing for this character. And then is also your audition. So your audition has to be perfect. Then they have to look at you and be like, yeah, this is the guy that I'm picturing for this character. And then the two has to come together. Then when you get the callbacks, you have to be able to do better than the other actors so that you can then get the role. And then when you go on to set, you have to impress them enough so that they keep you around. But that's only if you get it. Most of the time, you are just going to go to auditions and you are going to get hit with a no. And by no, I mean you're going to walk away, they're going to say thank you, see you again, have a lovely day further, and then you're just not going to get any calls back. And that is basically the type of rejection that you get. So it's not a, okay sir, this is a no from us, we'll see you at the next one. It's you go home and now you have to think about it and be like, oh, I hope I got it. Oh, I know I nailed that one. But yeah, then you see yourself go past the callback date and now you just don't get it. Now, that is something that is so important, because one of the things that really is going to help you in this industry is how you handle those rejections. The thing that I like to do personally is I like to look at auditions as I'm one step closer to a yes, firstly, and then the other way I like to look at it is every single audition is an opportunity to learn something. So, as actors, we love to play. We love to experience new characters. And what is an audition? It's an opportunity to have another character, to play another character, to embody another character. That is what an audition gives you. And at the same time, you get to do it in front of casting directors. So it may be a casting director that you may not have seen, and maybe someone that's new to the block, and in 10 years' time, they could be casting Marvel films. Or it could be someone that is experienced, that has been around for a while. The nice part is that when you get to go to auditions, always take an opportunity to look at the casting director. Really try to have a moment with the casting director, because there's a good chance that they're going to be seeing you again if you do well on your audition. So always remember that you are there to learn something, to grow from your audition. And then if you book the role, wow, that's just amazing. That is just an added bonus on top of it. But if you view it in this way, it's going to benefit you, because then you're not looking at it as, okay, I'm going to book this role, now I'm going for another one, now I'm going to book it. Because then you are going to get let down at the end of the day when you don't get the role. Unfortunately, guys, rejection is really, it's a tough thing that a lot of actors just can't deal with. So put that in your head and always remember that rejection is part of the game. It's not only you, and at the same time, don't have any hard feelings against the cast director, because ultimately they have one character that they need to cast for, and sometimes they're seeing 100 actors and you are one of that 100. So it's not just you that's getting a no, it's a 99 other actors that's all getting a no. Now getting on to the second thing that I wish I knew, and that is networking is just as important as talent. Now, remember when I said just a little while ago, when I said that your casting director can't guarantee you the role, nor can you guarantee your own role? The thing that can kind of guarantee you auditions is your networking skills. So when it comes to this, you can be the most talented actor in the world, but you still need to make friends along the way. You need to network with people so that you can get opportunities to audition for them. I'll give you an example. So I've had the lucky opportunity of working with a certain production company. So now I auditioned for them 3 years back. Now, since I auditioned for them, I made a real connection with the person who was the casting director, the producer, and also the director of that specific film. Now, I didn't get the role, but I made such a good impression on them that they invited me back for another audition. And then this other audition was one where they actually didn't know who to put in this role, and they thought about me. Now, I went in there, I got the role, and then at the same time, they also then wanted to dabble in animated films after that. And then they were shooting this and they were like, okay, the lead, we are picturing you, let's put him in this role. And then they ended up calling me again, and then I ended up being the animated voice for the lead in this film. So guys, that is how it works. Networking is just as important as your talent. Yes, you have to have the talent in order to make an impression on them, and by talent I mean putting in a lot of hours, a lot of work, and really dedicating yourself to this career. But ultimately, it is also about not being afraid to talk to those around you. Talk to producers, talk to writers, talk to directors, talk to casting directors, talk to other actors. Try to actually study what's going on in your area. Study what other actors are doing. Are they doing plays? What is the play? Who's writing the play? Who's the director of this play? And then all of a sudden, if there's a movie being filmed, always stay up to date with things like that. And once you start building your circle, you'll start knowing about all those things that's happening. And then this will help you to then make friends in that circle, to make acquaintances. And now you could be the person that is now offered an audition for a massive role tomorrow. And the same goes for your agents. Don't be afraid to talk to your agents. They are not just your owners at the end of the day. They are people. They are people that is there to help you build your career. So don't be afraid to talk to them. Really learn stuff and understand the industry as a whole. So just as I said, networking is important. Understanding the entire business as a whole kind of fits into that. So network, but also understand what this industry actually is, and then understand that that is just as important as your talent. And now guys, getting into the third thing that I wish I knew before I became an actor. This is something that I was actually told on my very first day on set. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Now, the reason why this is so important is because I was told this on my first day, but it never sunk in until years later. The thing about the film industry is that once you book that big role, you'll be called an overnight success. But they don't see the amount of time, the amount of work, the amount of prep. They don't see the auditions. They don't see the years that you put into this just so that you could build yourself up enough so that you could get that opportunity that turns you into a rising star. The thing about this industry, guys, is that you can't go into it and expect that you're going to be big by the end of the year. You can't expect that your first audition you're going to book. You can't expect that everything is going to go well. You can't expect that you're going to magically just pick up all your accents. And at the same time also, guys, you can't live blindly and think that everything you are doing is perfect. The thing about this industry is you always have to improve yourself. You always have to keep growing. That is why I love the analogy of the acting toolbox. You have this little toolbox on your side, and when you are going through life, when you are doing another class, doing a workshop, attending an industry event, when you are talking to other actors, you are always picking up little nuggets of information and you are adding it to your toolbox. This toolbox has no limit to it. You can keep adding to it. And the point of that analogy is you are going to keep adding to it until you retire one day. The idea is, guys, that you need to keep going at it. It's something that it may not go your way. You may go through periods where you're booking, then you may go through periods where you are not. And those periods of not booking could end up being a year, 2 years, sometimes even 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, take a look at some of the greatest actors of our generation and you'll see all of them have instances where the industry just wasn't going well for them. You have Morgan Freeman as an example that went a long period without booking anything. You have Samuel L. Jackson that made his big break later on in his career. You have people like Bruce Willis who started off as an extra on set, then ended up actually getting other roles after that. You have so many examples of actors that were struggling to make it in this industry. So why do you assume that you are different? That is something that is so important to remember. We may have the talent, but we have to work at it. This is something that is so precious, and it's something that's so awesome to be part of. So treat it like it's extremely important and really just go at it, really put in the work, and I guarantee you, your career is going to thank you at the end of the day. So guys, if there's one message that I can leave you with, it's this: stay motivated, keep going at it, and the career is only going to get better. Every single step that you take, whether it's updating your headshots, updating your show reel, whether it's going to a class, whether it's going to an audition that you don't even think you're perfect for, every single one of those things is putting you on your path. It is another step that you are taking, guys. I have so many stories of things that just went right for me. Auditions that was definitely not supposed to be for me. I went for this audition. Do you know what? I'm just gonna have some fun at this audition. Went for it, and then I ended up booking a role with that same casting director later on. Then I made impressions on producers, and then later on they started speaking to me about these projects as well. So guys, that is the 3 things that I wish I knew before I became an actor. If there's anything that you want the aspiring actors to be aware of, then drop those in the comments below, guys, and you never know, your comment might end up helping someone else. And guys, that was it for this one, guys. It was a whole lot of fun. I cannot wait to see you on set in the near future, and I will see you on the next video from The Acting Guide.